People usually cringe at the idea of remakes, and honestly, very rightfully so. But still, when done well, the remake can take a mediocre or bad film that had a great idea and fully capitalize on it, or it can update it based on societal or technological changes. And since Hollywood is going to be cranking out remakes for a very, 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 very long time, I think I should at the very least give them some ideas on films that can be remade now or in the future, just so long as they do it well. For this list, I've decided to not include films that are an adaptation of like a book or TV show or something. So films like I Know What You Did Last Summer, Sphere, or The Box, films that could definitely use a remake, but would actually be another adaptation and not a remake, and as such will not be considered for this list. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to it. I was one of the people willing to give the Happy Time Murders a chance. An R-rated neo-noir told with Muppets? There's definitely potential here. But they squandered it. Man, oh man, did they squander it. This movie makes the fatal mistake of thinking that excessive swearing and constant non-stop sex jokes in and of themselves make a film edgy and more adult. It doesn't. And as a result, the film forgets to actually have clever writing. Should the Muppets give this another try? I mean, the concept and potential is definitely there. Just get a writer who actually knows what they're doing and you got something. Except this time, maybe they should actually try to emulate the genre that they were supposedly parodying, a 1940s style noir. Film it in black and white, have an inner monologue of the main character, and for all that is good and holy, restrain yourselves. The Final Girls actually has the opposite problem of the Happy Time Murders. This was an attempted satire of 80s R-rated slasher films. The problem? It's heavily restricted by its PG-13 rating. As such, it never, even for 1 second, feels like the characters are trapped in an 80s slasher film, which is detrimental in a film that's meant to be a satire of 80s slasher films. Give them the opportunity to remake it, this time with the benefit of an R rating, and you might actually get something good. Soul Man, the controversial 1986 film about a white teen who poses as a black student in order to achieve a black scholarship for Harvard, could be retooled into a decent tackling of the controversial subject of affirmative action. Like, seriously, you could actually make a real scathing social satire based on that premise. The original 80s film was a disaster, namely because most of the jokes are based around racial stereotypes, while ironically and simultaneously decrying racial stereotypes. And in my opinion, if you really want this premise to work, you could have an Asian student posing as a white or black student. Again, it's a sensitive topic, and it's something that would require a lot of work and talent in order to make sure it's done correctly. But I think there's potential for a great satire in here, instead of being used as a stupid C. Thomas Howell vehicle. 2 Minute Warning was a real slow burn that managed to pick up in the final half hour for a fantastic climax. Most of the film is just boring, uninteresting characters having boring, uninteresting conversations that have nothing to do with anything. But the premise here of police trying to track down a sniper at a football game is an excellent idea for a film. One that would allow you to slowly build the tension every single second without taking a break, something that is noticeably absent in the film. This could be a real, unforgettable, and nail-biting thriller, just so long as its potential is fully realized. Let me describe the plot of what the remake for this film would be before I tell you what the film is. An innocent family is driving in the middle of the desert. They get so confused and turned around that they have no idea where to go, where they're going, just due to the sheer nothingness of their surroundings. Then they come across a lone house, the only occupied building for dozens and dozens of miles. They come across a man who appears to be disturbed and twitchy, but seemingly well-intentioned and harmless. He offers for them to spend the night, and because they don't have anywhere else to go, they accept. but unbeknownst to them, the house actually belongs to a satanic cult leader with submissive wives, who has plans to snatch away the wife and the young daughter to be the next members of his harem. And if you haven't already guessed it by now, yep. I mean, be honest, it would be impossible for the remake to be worse, right? And those are 5 films that I think should be remade. If you have any other suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and share. Links to all my social media are in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.